Hi, fans of high-quality entertainment. Time for another top 12 list. And this time, just artists, solo artists or bands that released 2 albums or sometimes even 3 albums, studio albums in 1 year. And of course, there's many of them. And I've just chosen 12 from my collection. So, and what I'm going to do is show them, and then I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to favorite. And also, if there's 2 or 3 albums from 1 year, I'm going to let you know which of those is my favorite and then rank all of them together. You know what I'm talking about, I think. So here we go. Let's start with the Monkees. They released 3 studio albums in 1 year. Well, one was kind of thrown together without their knowledge, but I'm going to include it. More of the Monkees, of course. This album came out without any of the Monkees knowing it was coming out. And then Headquarters, of course. And Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited. I love that title because I'm a Pisces. That's one. Another band that released 3 albums in 1 year. Creedence Clearwater Revival. In 1969, they released Bio Country, Green River, and Willie and the Poor Boys. Queen, in 1974, they only released 2 studio albums. Queen 2, and this is the new remix I just got recently, and Queen Sheer Heart Attack. Back to, I'll try and get these years right, I didn't write it down. I think this is 1969. Grand Funk Railroad, On Time, their debut album. And then their self-titled Grand Funk, also known as the Red Album, for some reason. 1967, how about the Jimi Hendrix Experience with Are You Experienced? Yes, I Am. And Axis. Bold as Love. David Bowie in I don't know what year this is. It's in the 70s. 77 maybe. He released Low and Heroes. '70, Black Sabbath released their debut album, Black Sabbath, and then Paranoid a few months later. In 1967, The Doors released their debut album, and a few months later, they released Strange Days. And, you know, back in the 60s, 70s, maybe even the 80s, most bands released an album at least once a year, 2 years at the most. But a lot of artists would release more than 1 studio album in 1 year, like Elton John, of course. And that doesn't really happen as much anymore unless you're King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. How about Sparks? Kimono My House, 1974. I think it was released in May, I believe. And then in November, they released Propaganda. Yes, released in 1971. the Yes album, their first one with Steve Howe, and then Fragile, their first one with Rick Wakeman. This is a new addition to my collection recently. Stevie Wonder, he released Music of My Mind and Talking Book. And last but not least, the Beach Boys. I think they released more than one album more than once in different years. But in 1965, I believe, they released 3 albums. They released The Beach Boys Today, Summer Days and Summer Nights, and Beach Boys Party. And now to rank them. So in 12th spot, it's just because I don't know these 2 albums well enough yet, but they're going to be ranked higher in time. I've only listened to both, I think, twice, but they are excellent. Music of My Mind and Talking Book. Great albums, but I just need to listen to them more. Number 11, I hope Nicholas Pearl isn't watching this video. Yeah, one of my least favorite Beach Boys albums is Beach Boys Party. But the other 2 are really good. Today and Summer Days and Summer Nights. They're in 11th spot. 10th spot. I have a new love of Queen, especially with these remixes. So Queen 2 and Sheer Heart Attack in 10th spot. 9th spot. My favorite of these, it's pretty much a tie between Headquarters and Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn and Jones Limited, but I'm going to go with Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn and Jones Limited as my favorite. I forgot to mention my favorites of the other ones. So these 2 I think are pretty equal, but if I have to choose, I think I'm going to go with Talking Book. And for the Beach Boys Today, Beach Boys Party, and Summer Days and Summer Nights, I'm going to go with Summer Days and Summer Nights as my favorite. Between Queen 2 and Sheer Heart Attack, I think Sheer Heart Attack I love even more than Queen 2. So for the Monkees, like I said, Pisces album. Next up, David Bowie, Low, and Heroes. Definitely Heroes over, definitely Low over Heroes, even though I really love Heroes too. So CCR is next. They released 3 albums. And I've got to go with Bio Country because it's just one of the first albums that I ever owned myself, and I played it so much. And these are great too, of course, but that's my favorite. Number 6, I'm going to go with Grand Funk, and my favorite of these 2 is their second album, Grand Funk, the Red Album. Number 4, 2 fantastic albums by Yes. These are pretty even. But I'm going to go with Fragile. Number 4, The Doors. Great follow-up to their debut, but I'm going to go with The Doors' debut as my favorite of the 2. Number 3, Black Sabbath and Paranoid. Got to go with Paranoid, although this is fantastic, of course. Number 2, which I think would be a lot of people's number 1 of all of these albums. Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are You Experienced? And Axis Bold as Love. Gotta go with this. Axis Bold as Love. Number 1, of course, for me, is Sparks. And I think in the past, I would always usually pick Kimono My House. But I think this is such a strong follow-up to Kimono My House. As good, and I feel maybe just a tad even better than Kimono My House. So Propaganda's number 1 for me. And that is it. I would love your thoughts on any of these albums, and maybe let me know in the comment section below some of your other favorite band, solo artists or bands that released 2 or more albums in 1 year, and let me know which of those albums you like the most. That's it. Have a great day. Please remember to like the video. Goodbye.